Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Emerald Downs Weekly right here on NBC Sports Northwest. And first airing, the 4th of July. Happy 4th. Happy Independence Day 2019 from all of us. Joe Withy, Gary Doherty, Phil Ziegler. I think you guys back me up on that. Happy 4th.
Yeah, for the folks watching this at 11 o'clock on Thursday, they just finished watching a fireworks show somewhere, came home, rushed home.
That's right.
So that they can get the TV on and watch us.
Indeed. Emerald Downs Weekly every Thursday at 11 p.m. right here, and also Friday morning at 9 a.m. And you can catch us on YouTube as well, which I know many do.
My mom and dad get up at 9 in the morning and watch it on Friday.
Okay.
11 p.m. is a little too late for them on Thursday, so they catch the repeat performance.
Have they commented on us putting your head on things?
They have. I get some interesting text messages.
There's that old phrase that, any publicity is good publicity. So Gary's getting publicity.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we had another week, and full disclosure, we're shooting this before the fireworks spectacular on Wednesday, July 3rd, that we are very much looking forward to. It's a fantastic holiday eve atmosphere at Emerald Downs, and hopefully many of you watching did catch that. There's, the sky lights up right in front of the grandstand, and so much looking forward to the fireworks show here at the track.
So as this airs, we can say yesterday's fireworks show was the biggest and best in track history, because we know that that's going to happen.
More explosions, bigger explosions, more content. Great tradition that started in the late 90s here at Emerald Downs. And we had lots of racing last week as well. Let's head down to Friday night here at the track. Fab Friday, actually, live music again. And we almost had a ringer in the horseshoe toss. Well, it was a close measurement for the $100 anyway.
Yeah, 22 inches to 25 inches. I was prepared for make sure we had the right winner of the $100.
Okay. Fireworks show and all that stuff last week. Let's go to racing. How about the second race on a Friday? This was a really good finish here at Emerald Downs. A couple of gray horses coming down to the wire, and that is moving to the lead is Dr. Bruce S., and that horse has had a great career here. But Snowball's Chance on the outside is going to get him. Botch, the favorite, in third. Yeah, the head bob didn't really go in the favor of Snowball's Chance, but he won the race. Trainer Brad Taylor got his first win of the meet. That's Randy Prey, who is holding the horse, and he was a handful there for a big Randy Prey. Kevin Orozco won the double on Friday.
There's a lot of folks that hit that exacta just because of the two gray horses. We know a lot of folks that bet the grays no matter what, and they finished.
I bet John Parker had a big ticket.
John Parker loves those
Did
grays.
John Parker claim both those horses? He likes the grays, is right. Let's go on to the fourth race, and Sadie Sue has inside posts every time she runs, and she got to the outside here instead of being trapped on the rail. She's lost 2 photo finishes in her first 2 starts at the meeting, but she got clear on the outside and had a big effort here as the third favorite in the wagering. She's in the barn of Blaine Wright. Blaine Wright's on a pretty impressive streak, as you know. He's won at least one race several days in a row. He's won stakes races as well. That was Juan Gutierrez up for Blaine Wright on a daughter of 613, a Washington bred. Sadie Sue having a good...
Initially, by the way, that horse is named after Ron Crockett's granddaughter.
That's right.
But the horse got claimed last time. So unfortunately, Sadie wasn't here to see the horse win.
Speaking of getting claimed, we'll refer to that after we watch and listen to the finish of our Friday feature race.
Spot On battles away at the inside with a final furlong to go. Racing back third, Crazy for Gold. Deep stretch now, and Brilliant Bird just in front. Spot On not done yet, pressing from the rail, but Brilliant Bird goes on clear now. Brilliant Bird wins it by a length.
Brilliant Bird was the third choice in the wagering behind favorite Crazy for Gold and second favorite Spot On. That is Javier Matias aboard for Terry Gillihan and the Ron Crockett Silks. And Terry Gillihan, as you mentioned, lost Sadie Sue earlier in the meeting, He lost 2 horses in that race Friday night. Brilliant Bird was claimed. I don't know why I'm laughing, but it's not funny for Terry, although he was smiling in the winner's circle.
When you win a race and get claimed, you get that money as well. It's sometimes not a bad thing.
And Sassy Deb's Firefly claimed back by Paul Rogenkamp as well. So Terry Gillihan lost 2 horses in the 6th race via the claim. Lots of claims last week.
Well, even all year, Vince Bruin says we're almost doubled the amount of horses being claimed at the meet. It's been a lot of action. People want to have a horse here, so sometimes you got to shake for the horse. You got to be lucky. But that's all part of the game, right, Phil?
Yeah, a lot of horses getting claimed and then claimed back by the previous owner. We've seen that a lot.
Instant ownership, just need to get a license and find a trainer, and you can get into horse ownership with horses ready to run right away. Let's go on to Saturday at Emerald Downs, and it was a lively day. It was a Pacific Islander evening. We start at 5 p.m. on Saturdays now. That was a nice promotion, I thought.
Yeah, it came out well. We had a couple of bands, a band come out and play, 2-Story Zori, and a couple of kid groups here performing the winner's circle.
Yeah.
This was United Pacific Islander Impact.
And it was dollar night as well.
Dollar night. Gary
Corn
didn't walk out of here hungry on Saturday night.
Made it the food trucks, too.
Hey, thanks for that ice cream sandwich he tossed my way.
You're welcome.
Yeah, right from the paddock grill here.
I bought you a corn dog, Gary.
Yeah.
And then somebody ate it off your desk.
It was
That didn't hurt him. He still went home full. Okay, well, some racing on Saturday. Let's get to that. The second race, here is Wine at 9. And this is his 14th Emerald Downs victory. First of this year. Those are the 2 putts for the win stables of Dean Mazuka and partners. And he was claimer of the meet, that horse, 2 years ago, winning every month of the meeting. Wine at 9, just an outstanding horse in this track's
There's Dean.
history. Yeah, Dean in there. Vince Gibson trainee. 14th win at this track. He is high upon the list. So really nice win
6
there.
furlongs and 109 and 4.
Yeah, he moved.
That's really rolling, and he held on, he even drew away in the stretch.
He drew away from the other speed. Boy, when he's on, he is tough. Okay, let's go to the 5th race. This was like a non-winners at 2 for some promising 3-year-olds. And Howard Belvore's Sky Confidential has gone to the lead here, and he's going to go on to victory. Sky Confidential, very promising. He beat Macaw Lane in a maiden race just a few weeks ago. Macaw Lane came back to win very impressively and fast. So this son of Sky Mesa, owned by Dave Matsumoto, very impressive. He could be, an up-and-comer. He is an up-and-comer. He's won 2 in a row. That's great. And let's go to the 6th race. As we anticipated always when this horse runs, he's often favored, but he often wins. Let's hear track announcer Tom Harris.
And it's Mike Man's Gold straight away down the lane. Vicente Shadow is in pursuit. Squidward third at the inside. In deep stretch, Mike Man's Gold out front by 4. Vicente Shadow can't reach him. Mike Man's Gold stellar tonight. Wins it by 3.
Mike Man's Gold, win number 21. In Emerald Downs history, that's a significant number because West Seattle Boy has held the track mark for several years with 21 wins over this oval. Mike Man's Gold tied it on Saturday with that 4-length victory as a very strong favorite. The 9-year-old has been sensational. Phil, you've been here 4 or 5 years now. You've seen him win a lot.
What's amazing to me is a 9-year-old horse, last 3 races, claimed for $15,000, claimed for $25,000, and claimed again for $25,000, and trading hands back and forth, right?
Yeah.
Back in the barn of Jesse Velasquez, in it to win it, and he also has West Seattle Boy still at the track as a pony horse. In fact, as Phil mentioned, he's traded hands, has Mike Man's Gold, and a few weeks ago he was in the Velasquez barn, and West Seattle Boy ponied him to the track. We have that shot right there. There's the 2 all-time track leaders, Mike Man's Gold on the left, and pony horse West Seattle Boy. Wow, what a great horse he's
fantastic.
been. I have a suggestion for those 2 ownership groups.
Yeah.
They should get together and just go 50-50 on this horse because they're just going back and forth, right?
Yep.
Isn't that a good idea?
And there's tax one claiming a gelding, too.
I know, so they should just go partners.
Well, it's just been a fantastic story.
Make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Man's Gold.
He's Joe 21 for 49 at Emerald Downs, and he raced 11 times at other tracks and never got a win.
Yeah.
So this is by far his favorite track. Gary Wales is the 4th jockey to win aboard Mike Man's Gold. He has 2 wins. Rocco Bowen and Javier Matias each won 9 times, and
Wow.
1 for Leslie Mowing.
Okay, good stuff there. Should have been your stat of the week.
Yes.
You're not, anyway.
I got a better
and he's
one.
been claimed
Maybe.
7 times as well.
Wow.
Mike Man's Gold. 3 times this year, and 4 times in 2016 he was claimed also. So just a great Washington bred, bred and raced by Keith and Jan Swaggerty. Of course, early in his career, he was a stakes winner here at ages 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I'm piling on the stats. He also has run in a stake ages 2 through 8 at Emerald Downs. He's run in a stake 7 straight years.
And a lot of people taking pictures after that race. People were aware of this record, and a lot of the folks came out to the winner's circle just to see him come back, and it was kind of a thrill just to see him win that race as easily as he did.
Easy to talk about a lot. Mike Man's Gold, 9-year-old Washington bred by Liberty Gold out of Shadoodle. Let's take a look and listen at Saturday's feature.
Diamonds are just a bit wide, top of the lane. Moving through, Fly far away, down at the inside, gets to the front with 200 yards to the finish. On the outside, Reginella kicks on late. Far outside comes Blazing Beauty, but down the stretch, it's Fly far away, holding on, Blazing Beauty. Fly far away, wins it a length.
And we did have an upset. In fact, 3 upsets on Saturday, over 10-1. Fly far away, one of those for Todd and Sean Hansen. Trainer Blaine Wright, jockey George Carino up on her for the first time. The daughter of Pleasantly Perfect as a Washington bred. In fact, she won the Washington Cup fillier mare distaff on Washington Cup Day last year. She was super sharp in 18, and nice win for her. Her first win of 2019 on Saturday evening. Okay, we are been talking a lot. Well, we're going to talk some more. This is Emerald Downs Weekly on NBC Sports Northwest.
Bill, where's our breakfast?
Yeah, I hope you picked up a lot of trash last night, Gary.
3 bags, Bill.
Okay, you're committing to 3.
Three baggies.
I will be documenting that.
On to Sunday racing at Emerald Downs. This is a maiden race for fillies and mares, and Stargage moving forward in her career. It's her 4th lifetime start, and she wins going away under Jose Zanino for trainer Alan Bozell. Stargage filly by Car Talk out of the Nachismo mare Zero In, owned by Wanda Munger Racing Stables. There's Stargage with her first career score. Second race for 2-year-old maidens. This is a 4.5 furlong sprint, and it was competitive at the top of the stretch, but Colinator is going to edge out Danger's My Middle Name. There's Colinator under Franklin Sabalos for trainer Mike Puich. Second career start. Several were making debuts in that race, but Colinator won it, and he is a son of Vronsky, owned by the Warlock Stables. More 2-year-olds on Sunday at Emerald Downs. In fact, 6 first-time starters in the 4th race, but not that horse on the lead, Ready to Star, the only horse with experience, on to victory. Up front all the way, Javier Matias up for trainer Doris Harwood. Ready to Star by Abraj out of Hit a Star, the stakes winner who's produced Daytona Beach and Hit the Beach. Another winner from that family. Ready to Star takes the 4th. Feature race of the week, the Budweiser Stakes, 6.5 furlongs, $50,000 for older horses.
Any Port in a Storm is opened up by 2.5 in the final furlong. Oh, Marvelous Me is chasing. At the inside, Grinder sparks a glow. But Any Port in a Storm has run through the bridle to take the Budweiser.
Any Port in a Storm. He ran the fastest 6 furlongs at the meet in the Governors, and now the fastest 6.5. 1:14-1 in the Budweiser. What a sprinter. He's won 5 out of 6. Trainer Blaine Wright, Juan Hernandez back to ride for owner Peter Redekop. Next stop, Longacres Mile. That's the plan. August 11th, the mile for Any Port in a Storm. Another great sprinter at Emerald Downs on Sunday. This is Under Par. Her first ever race here, down from Hastings in Canada. 2-1 favorite, trained by Mark Cloutier. Ridden by Kevin Orozco, she went 108-3. Under Par is a 4-year-old BC bred by Stefanotis. And that fast time, just another victory in her career. She's now 7 for 11 lifetime, under par. Thanks for your input there on the Sunday races. Come on, guys. What are you reading a book over here?
We're busy.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, this is Emerald Downs Weekly, and we're going to talk weekly about promotions as well as racing. We have another big weekend upcoming. Fab Friday night start at 6:30. What's in store this Friday?
Brewers Night.
Yeah.
And we'll have the Red Hook Brewery coming out. They're a big sponsor, right, Phil, in the Winter Circle.
Yes,
Red
they
Hook.
are. The Red Hook Winter Circle and Brewers Nights are always fun.
Yes.
$2.50 for the craft beer from 6
Yep.
to
Great
6:45,
price.
and then they spin the
Spin the wheel.
after every race for the price. People love it, and the weather for the weekend is supposed to be, the forecast is going to be great, so come on out.
Hot
Summer
dog
arrives.
specials, too, so that'll be fun.
Hot dogs?
Yep, we'll have
Okay.
hot dogs out by the Paddock Grill.
Bratwurst, right? Don't they do the brats out there?
Phil, you owe me one or two, I think.
I bought you a corn dog the other day.
He ate most of the $1 corn dogs last Saturday.
They were good.
Right.
Okay, so Brewers Night, the horseshoe toss, beverage specials, racing at 6:30 on Friday night, and 5 p.m. post time on Saturday, and another special theme for this weekend.
Yes, Ladies' Night. Come on out, all you ladies, Saturday night to the races.
Free admission.
Free admission, Phil, and also you can get a package deal. Includes what, parking and
The
some chocolate.
Wine and Chocolate Festival, and it's on Ladies' Night, but it's open for gentlemen and couples. And we don't usually do this, but a little hint just for our viewers of Emerald Downs Weekly. There is a great Groupon offer for this particular festival. Go to Groupon and you'll save some money.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, Ladies Night Wine and Chocolate Festival. Already quite a few tickets sold for that. And ladies get free admission Saturday, first race at 5 p.m. So looking forward to that. And, of course, Dancing at the Downs
Yes.
after the races.
8:30, 8:45, we'll have live music on the 5th floor, free show. And this weekend, we have a tribute to Elvis Presley and the Doors Experience. I've seen this once before. It's really good. So make sure to make a full day here at the racetrack, racing, then come up to the 5th floor and watch some live music.
The Doors had a unique sound.
They did.
And it was popular. And, of course, Elvis Presley speaks for himself. Sunday, the little fellers that started it all way back in the 90s over the Thoroughbred Racetrack, and it is Wiener Dog Sunday on July 7th.
Yes.
And the wannabes, too, which is basically any other little dog. They'll all get in the Jim Clark Memorial starting box, and they'll run all over the place like they usually do and put on a great show. It's a lot of fun. Bring the kids out. Bring your cameras. It's a lot of fun to watch the Wiener Dogs and Wiener Wannabes. We have all the spots filled for the races. A lot of folks out here with their dogs having a good time. Always a fun day.
Oh, yeah. Wiener
Yes.
Dogs. We've expanded things.
It could be a little competitive, too. A lot of repeat dogs coming out, and they know who their chief rival is, so makes for a fun afternoon of racing.
Okay, well, so action-packed weekend coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Once again, first race Sunday at 2 p.m. So that's a look at the weekend. We'll come back with much more here on Emerald Downs Weekly.
Phil, your dogs are ineligible.
We have our own little employee race.
They're not Wiener
here
Dogs.
on Friday.
Yeah, how many years have you won that?
I don't know. We got more competition this year. We'll be showing highlights of that race on next week's show.
I'm betting the Quinella.
Yes.
Yeah. What, you got a bookie at the track? That's not illegal.
Hey, it's a dark day. Anything goes.
Emerald Downs Weekly continues. We're here on NBC Sports Northwest. Thanks for joining us. Joe Withy, Jerry Doherty, Phil Ziegler, and the Seattle Slew Stakes is coming up in mid-July. 3-year-olds at a mile and a 16th, and that race has been run continuously in Washington State since 19 and including 77, the year that Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown. We jumped right on that and never had a break. Long Acres, Yakima Meadows, Emerald Downs, Karen and Mickey Taylor here almost every year to crown the winner. They haven't missed many. Let's go back to 1977 and watch the first inaugural running of the Seattle Slew Stakes.
There they go. Native B is going to the front. Running Prince is second on the rail.
Sundowner third, the one and only fourth, Racing River fifth on the inside, then Mr. Far, Princetown and Polybus Jack. They're rounding the clubhouse turn, now it is Running Prince in front by a head on the rail. Native B is second by 3.5 lengths. Sundowner third by a half length. The one and only fourth on the outside by a length and a half. Then comes Racing River on the rail. Princetown on the outside, Mr. Far, and back 6 more to Polybus Jack. They're now going to the half with Running Prince in front by a neck. Native B is second by 3.5 lengths. Sundowner third on the rail by a head. The one and only is fourth by a length and a half. Racing River fifth by 3/4 of a length. Then it is Princetown on the outside, Mr. Far on the rail, and Polybus Jack. They're rounding the far turn with Running Prince on the lead, now by 1 length, now by a length and a half. Native B is second by 2 lengths, the one and only, now third by a head, then Mr. Far, Sundowner, Racing River, Princetown and Polybus Jack. They're out of the turn, they're into the stretch, and it is Running Prince in front, racing in mid-track by 1, but here comes Mr. Far on the outside. Mr. Far and Running Prince now neck and neck. Mr. Far's on the outside in front by a neck, Running Prince and the one and only. It is Mr. Far, Running Prince. Mr. Far's on top.
Mr. Far, those are the Riverview Farm Silks of John Furukawa, who had so many prominent horses. Ben Harris trainer, J.H. Andrews aboard, a Washington bred by Philately, who was a very prominent sire in the late 60s, 70s. And that was the first running of the Seattle Slew. Of course, Gary Henson on the mic. And so we go back. Running Prince, by the way, was third in the mile the next year at like 70-1 and led at the top of the stretch. Bad and Big ended up winning the race.
With Bill Shoemaker?
It is kind of great to hear a full race call from Gary Henson. We hear a lot of highlights, but what a great style he had. And interesting to see how races were covered, you know, with the digital light bulb numbers up on the screen. We've come a long way since then.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have a throwback day, Phil, here where we do things like that.
Yeah, I'm sure our TV guys are applauding that idea.
Huh? Yes, they got to need a mixer.
Yeah.
Return of one of our leading trainers the last several years. Jeff Metz is back, fellas.
Yes. What, 4 championships here in 6 years?
That's right.
There he is.
Won the title last year. And he holds the track record along with Tim McKenna, 66 wins at 1 meet. Metz has won 4 times the training title. And he has horses in several venues, but we welcome him back to Emerald Downs. He, of course, trained Cabrage. In fact, they claimed Cabrage from Howard Belvoir in that horse's first or second start. But Cabrage has run some really fast races, including the track and state record for 6 furlongs. Here he is in April of 2016 going 106-4.
106.4. Phil, didn't we see Jeff Metz at the gym?
Yeah, I was going to say Jeff Metz is back, and he does not look like that picture anymore because he has lost quite a bit of weight, and he's in great shape. And yes, I ran into him. I did a double take at LA Fitness in Kent the other day.
I was there.
You were not there.
I was downstairs on the bike.
Nobody is going to believe that. But I turned around and I saw Jeff Metz. I'm like, hey, welcome back. So he was in there working out, and he's looking great. Lost a lot of weight, in great shape, and ready to win some more races at Emerald Downs.
Yeah, great addition. Return of Jeff Metz for our horse colony here at the track. All right. Well, we're going to talk more Emerald Downs Weekly on Emerald Downs Weekly. So stay tuned. We'll be right back in a moment.
Hey, as we go to break here, we got to show this.
What are we showing?
I don't even know what this is, but here is Gary, if you wonder what he does down the hallways of the office, singing a song, and let's take a look at this.
How do you wake up? What do you do?
Ooh-wee. You good-looking thing, don't you ever die.
Is that what you say to yourself in the mirror?
Every morning.
Emerald Downs Weekly continues, and let's talk about another promotion that's pretty darn unique to Emerald Downs and gets a little airplay at other venues as well. It's coming up. What's
Yes.
this going to be the third year of the
T-Rex races
T-Rex.
right on the racetrack. Let's go back a year. Phil, who wins this race?
I don't know, Barney or something. Tom made up
Look
some
how
names.
they run with their heads real high.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a style of T-Rexes, I guess. Heads high.
So the story on it's not even our promotion. This is the gentlemen and ladies from Trigard
Trigard, I believe, yes.
Pest Control in Renton, and this is like their district managers and other staff, and they have a group night out here at the track. They decided to dress in togas one year, and then they did a T-Rex race, and it's become a thing. And last year, somebody took a video from our suites, and it truly went viral. ESPN picked it up on their Instagram and had over 1 million views. And it got to the point where people were telling me that we should do a T-Rex race because they saw a video on ESPN. And I said, that was here.
Yeah.
It originated here. So people love the T-Rexes, and they're going to come out and do it again on Ladies' Night.
Ladies' Night.
Awesome.
We have a twist this year, a new twist, where we're going to have the T-Rexes go through the starting gate.
Really?
Yes.
We have an unusual looking T-Rex that's scheduled to
Yeah.
that one's scheduled to participate this year too.
8 to 5 morning line favorite.
T-Rex with glasses.
You guys see where he's going.
Not quite as attractive head as the others, but and there's no truth to the rumor that the T-Rex, the Trigard product, made the T-Rexes go extinct either. So.
Ooh, I like that one.
That's good.
Okay, so T-Rex is upcoming. Yeah, that's a unique one. But you get hungry at Emerald Downs. We're here for several hours in a day, and I'm here above the paddock, near the paddock grill a lot, and get all the great aromas. So I head on over there and get a chili dog pretty often. Chili dog with cheese and onions, and that's my go-to meal.
Do you
here.
dip it in mustard?
No.
No?
No.
Come on.
Dip it in mustard.
That'd be
It's
a
got
must.
chili.
No, you don't do that. That's wrong.
Well,
You can
that's-
put mustard on the bun before you start, maybe, but I don't-
Wrong.
anyway.
Mayo and
How
mustard.
about you guys? What's we got some great concession items around here.
Phil, go ahead.
What's my favorite? My favorite is probably, I'm just going to go with our French fries.
French fries?
As a little bonus, the garlic fries that are at the they just serve the Trackside Deli. I think is the only place you can get them. But French fries are everywhere. You can smell them. We give this really big portion
Huge
of fries.
portion.
You can share them, and I don't know, they're just so good. Sometimes I just have French fries for lunch.
You were munching on a taco salad a couple days
from
ago.
from upstairs at Classics, the taco salad I saw. Actually, Vicky Potter had gotten a taco salad. I said that looks really good. I went and got one. It was excellent. Yes.
Can we fit Gary's favorite foods into this segment? Or
Food.
do we need
Just-
an extra?
You just
show?
have one?
It's just one food. I
Okay.
like to go down to the Trackside Deli and get a roast beef sandwich on sourdough. Loaded. I always tell them, load it up, onions, tomatoes, lettuce, horseradish. And I always grab a couple bags of chips. One barbecue and one regular. That makes for a very good lunch.
All right, that's it. Favorite foods right here on track level at Emerald Downs. And hey, let's take a break. We'll come back, and I need to go get something to eat right now. I'm hungry. Okay, we'll be right back on Emerald Downs Weekly.
Grilled cheese sandwiches too. It's kind
Grilled
of
cheese?
Yeah, those are good.
I've had one of those.
Yeah.
You like that pizza from Quick Picks Cafe?
Yeah, Quick Picks is excellent up on the 5th floor.
Yeah,
So
that's
Family
true.
Scatter Friday.
We'll have quick fix and Oakja out of it.
That's right.
Shout.
And Irma, yes.
Emerald Downs Weekly here on NBC Sports Northwest. And yeah, talking concession stands, there's a Classics food court on the 3rd floor. And of course, up on the 5th floor, Oakja's Quick Picks at the north end of the 5th floor. That's a very popular spot.
Yes. Soup every day.
Yeah, good stuff
Good
up
soup.
there, really. Okay, let's do stat versus stat. Joe versus Gary. Battle Royale. Okay, I'm going to go first, Gary.
Okay.
And We're coming up on an anniversary of quite a feat. Trainer Tim McCanna tied the Washington State record on July 8th, 2010 of 5 wins on one card. It was a 7-race card that Thursday at Emerald Downs. So just a tremendous day for McCanna. That's the most wins a trainer has ever had at any track in the state. Several have done it, 5 wins on one card. Tim did it that day, July 8th, 2010. But more importantly, more ironically, he won, how's this sound? 4 races he won in 52 minutes. Generally about a race every half hour. How do you do it? Well, he won the 3rd race. Then he won the 4th race with 2 horses. They dead heated for a win. And then he won the 5th race. So in a 52-minute span, he won 4 races, added the 7th race of the day for a 5-win day. He was going between the paddock and the winner's circle pretty darn often that afternoon. Kevin Krieger won 5 consecutive races on that card, races 3 through 7. The first jockey to win 5 consecutive races on one card. Leslie Monk later tied that mark. But 4 wins in 52 minutes. Tim McCanna, our first Emerald Downs trainer to make the Washington Thoroughbred Hall of Fame. That didn't hurt his chances tying the state record. Gary Doherty,
That's tough to beat.
Yeah, I've got something that's, I know, and now everybody else here will know. Our leading rider, Gary Wales, back in the day, in 2013, won 4 races at a racetrack that's just closed last week. Suffolk Downs in Boston, Massachusetts, which has been running races since 1935. They closed last week and did a little research. Our leading rider, Gary Wales, had a 4-bagger back in the day at that racetrack. I gotta believe he may be one of the very few jockeys that's ridden at Emerald Downs to win 3 or 4 races at this track in Boston.
Yeah,
Phil, how's that one?
Right.
Huh?
Hey, it was a good day for Gary. What year was that?
2013.
2013.
Yep, 4-bagger.
All right, and Gary spends the winters in Tampa, but nonetheless, good job, Gary.
I'll take credit for the win.
You didn't win this one.
I don't think so. I couldn't vote for you on that, but it's good information.
Yeah.
It's good, like lower third note or something.
It's something that's very unique. Not many people know that.
Okay. And 4 wins in 52 minutes, that's pretty
Didn't
darn
Cigar win one of his races, the Mass Cap, right?
Yes.
He won it back-to-back, Phil.
Yeah.
Did you ever make it to Suffolk Downs?
Never made it there.
Oh,
No, did not
you lived
go.
in New York all those years?
Didn't go.
I was there one day and it snowed all day.
At Suffolk?
They graded the track. Everything was fine on the dirt surface. It was in December. We went back to see the Celtics and the Lakers play.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's out.
And Larry Bird got hurt that year and didn't play. He hurt his back in the first part. Anyway, okay, Emerald Downs Weekly continues. We're going to come back with more in our final segment. Thanks for joining us on Emerald Downs Weekly. Who's the best horse in Emerald Downs history? A very strong case can be made for this track's only 2-time Longacres Mile winner, Striker PhD. Among his accomplishments, the first Washington bred to win a graded stakes race 3 consecutive years. The first horse to win 3 Washington Horse of the Year titles. He has the most route stakes wins at Emerald Downs, 9. He tied the track record of 8 consecutive stakes victories, and he ranks number 3 all-time in Washington-bred earnings over $630,000. Purchased by Jim and Mona Auer at the 2010 WTBOA sale, the dynamic stretch runner got rolling in 2013 with trainer Margot Lloyd, and that run reached great heights with trainers Larry and Sharon Ross. He was unbeaten 2 straight years here, going 7 for 7 in 2014 and 15 with back-to-back mile triumphs.
Striker PhD joins Boyette, and Striker PhD's come from last, grabs the lead in the Longacres Mile, and Supreme takes command. Up the inside, Twist Grips is flying late. Striker PhD's won the mile from Boyette and Twist Grips.
Trainer Mike Puich ran 6 horses against him over 3 seasons and appreciated his greatness.
The most impressive thing about Striker PhD was that he had a turf horse turn a foot on the dirt, and you don't see that. I've never seen that in my entire life, but at the 3/16 pole, he'd be like 3 lengths behind, and by the 16th pole, he was like 2 in front drawing away, and you just don't see those kind of moves on the dirt. In my opinion, one of the best horses I've ever seen in the state of Washington.
Emerald Downs Director of Media Relations Vince Brune wrote scores of stories of success.
Deep closers are subject to a slow pace, a bad trip, losing ground, but none of that mattered to Striker. Even if the pace was slow, he'd overcome it. And like someone else said, he'd go from last to first in less than a furlong, where you were wondering if he was going to fire that day to win drawing off. And he was really a unique closer that way.
He earned a retirement of leisure, and he's getting just that at the Ross Farm in Auburn. Good horses may get spoiled a little bit.
I feed him every morning at 5 o'clock when I leave, and I can't put his halter on unless I have 3 carrots. So, like I say, it's all about Striker. He's happy. Striker actually hasn't even been brushed since the day he left the racetrack, and he's slick and shiny. It looks great. Because he rolls every day. I mean, that's his deal. He goes, at least rolls 2 times this way, 2 times that way, and then gets up and grunts and bucks and then eats grass.
The first person to get on his back since he left the track was the Hour's granddaughter, Sunny, recently graduated from Cal Berkeley.
Her graduation present was to come out and see Striker, and Larry actually legged her up on Striker, and he just sat like Wasserman. I mean, he just sat there, and she was like this, and she was so happy.
Striker PhD, destined for the Washington Thoroughbred Hall of Fame. Emerald Downs Weekly here on NBC Sports Northwest. Joe with you, Gary Doherty and Phil Ziegler. 4th of July comes around, and summer pretty much arrives for good for a few months. We like that. And hey, some promotions coming up. We went over Brewers Night on Friday, Ladies Night Saturday. Ladies get in free, and Sunday the Wiener Dogs and the Wiener Wannabes. And you guys got any other promotions to talk about coming up?
Well, that's this weekend, and later we'll have some more racing. Corgis in August, and that should be a big event.
Corgis are big.
Yes.
They are popular.
Mm-hmm.
Where are all those people that come out to watch the Corgis? Is it the whole extended family and all the people from the neighborhood? They love the little dog, and they come out to support because the crowd is huge.
13,000, and Gary, we filled the spots for the races. For folks
Yes.
that have
Already
Corgis,
filled?
like in half a day.
Wow.
72 Corgis.
Lots
will
of
be out here.
emails we're shooting in that
Yes.
morning, and we'll draw the heats, of course, at random. We'll put 12 in each of the 8 heats, the 6 heats, and the top 2 from each heat will go on to the big championship finale.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, we were talking earlier Independence Day, and we were just chatting about what we used to do on holiday weekends like this. This is kind of strange. It's in the middle of the week, but often 4th of July, people will always find a way to make a long weekend. So this year I know a lot of people have taken the whole week, taking Friday off and then making a long weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So
Not us.
No, we'll be here working all weekend. So what did you used to do growing up? What was the 4th of July like?
Boy, I grew up on 14th Avenue South, just north of SeaTac Airport, between Glen Acres Golf Course and Rainier Golf Course. And whenever I play well on the course, one of my buddies, Eagle, goes, well, Withy grew up on a golf course. No wonder he's decent,
Yeah.
Anyway, Harley Hoppy, who was a very prominent member of the Washington Thoroughbred community, a very involved owner and actually breeder as well, he put on a professional fireworks show. And we used like a mortar shell, a World War II mortar shell. They're about that high.
Yeah.
I was the one that dug it into the ground on a sloping hillside beyond our backyard. And he went down to Oregon and bought all these fireworks that I don't think you could buy in Washington. And we had just a tremendous show for years on the 4th of July. I mean, it was a pro show. So I do remember that.
It was probably illegal.
It could have been because he got the fireworks in Oregon, but yeah,
Wow.
Harley put on a great show for the whole neighborhood, many years in a row.
And you spent many of days at Lonkers probably on July 4th.
Starting in the 70s, yeah.
Yep. I got into the racing in the late 70s, and our family owned some property up in the San Juan Islands in Friday Harbor, so we used to go camping every 4th of July. It was a tradition from the mid-70s to the early 2000s. We go crabbing, salmon fishing, get mussels, have a big bonfire pit right on the beach. A lot of 15 to 17 campers would come out. All our extended family would spend 5 to 7 days eating and drinking and fishing and listening to mariners on the radio. So I didn't make it to Longacres on that day because we were doing some family stuff. And never forget, big fireworks show. And we had some legal fireworks too. And Friday Harbor was the place to be on July 4. Phil, you went to the racetrack, I think, back in the day.
My childhood was spent. My dad worked 2 jobs, so he was basically the only days that he had full days off were Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, and Christmas. And that was pretty much it, that he had complete days off because he worked second job.
Right.
So every 4th of July meant Belmont Park. And for the period of 5 years in a row, going to Belmont Park on the 4th of July or that weekend meant watching Forgo. And another great memory in 1975 was they were handing out buttons when you walked into the track. I was 11 years old. And I'll never forget walking into the track on the 4th of July, and they had a button that said him and one that said her for the Ruffian Foolish Pleasure match race. And all of a sudden I was faced with this decision. I had to pick one.
Yeah.
Right? And I took the Ruffian button.
Did you?
I don't know what happened to it in all those years, but they had that race, of course, on the 6th of July that year.
It was a Sunday, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and I think the 4th fell on a Friday. That must have been the way that worked out. But yeah, Belmont Park was where you would find me and my dad on pretty much.
What were the crowds? 40,000, 50,000?
And I'm sure
Huge.
after the races, if you really wanted more, then you would go to Roosevelt Raceway and the harness track. A lot of people used to do that double, go to the
Where
track
is that
during
located?
the day. Roosevelt?
How far from Midtown?
Roosevelt Raceway was on Long Island, right in the middle of Nassau County in Garden City. And
no longer around, right?
No, there's a big Target store there now.
Jeez.
You know, that's when you know you got a problem with racing, is when you go to the track during the day and immediately go to the harness races at night and think that that's normal.
Well, there was no simulcasting back in the day.
No,
you had to see live racing. You couldn't sit on TVG or sit at Emerald Downs and play races all across the country.
Did you ever do the a track doubleheader? 2 tracks in one day?
Boy,
we used to do that a lot.
Really?
Don't know that I ever did. Maybe Hollywood Park Los Al one time. No,
That would work
in the fall.
Yeah, that would work.
I think
the
I
quarter
did.
horses at night.
Yeah.
Me and my brother did Wrigley Field, and then went down the Hawthorne and watched the Trotters. That was an interesting drive from Wrigley to Hawthorne, but we did it. Bet the Trotters. I never really bet the Trotters, but we had to get to Hawthorne, and so we did that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hawthorne was right across the street from Sportsman Park. How about that? 2 thoroughbred tracks right across the street from each other in Chicago.
And if you went to Florida, I remember doing this a number of times. If you went to Gulfstream during the day, then you went to the Dogs at night. It was just what you did, right?
I did.
On to the next track.
I did Calder Highlight.
The Highlight.
One year I was down there in Florida. Yes.
I've
went to the Fronton, and that's the only sport I think I'm ahead betting of all the different games I've bet and played. Hong Kong, or not Hong Kong, but Highlight.
Highlight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I referred to my Ube story in Highlight. He killed me up there at the
Ube?
Connecticut. Bridgeport, Connecticut, yeah.
You didn't bet on Ube?
I bet on him, and he came around twice. See, all he had to do was get a point to win, and he lost 2 times. They came all the way around to him, as I remember. Yeah,
I'm going to look up Ube. Yeah,
well,
I know.
My guys won that day.
Portuguese.
UBE, Highlight player.
Okay, well.
We've covered Highlight on this show, folks.
Highlight. And a little bit of racing from the past and 4th of July. Hey, thanks for joining us on Emerald Downs Weekly. We'll do it again next week.